shall rise first, and then we that are alive shall be caught up to meet him in the air. We have to be prepared for that caught up, for that catching up. The theologians have referred to that catching up as the rapture of the church. Not the rapture of the church. So we have to be prepared, brothers and sisters, for that time that the Lord is going to come. That time the Lord is going to put in his appearance, and that we are going to be caught up to meet him in the air. And the word declares that we can give each other an encouragement with this word. So even though you may be dead in Christ, guess what? You're not going to be left out, because those who are dead in Christ shall be raised again with him in glory. And this is something that we need to understand, that as the church we need to be prepared, so that when the trump of God sounds, we're going to hear it. I don't want to be a preacher who have not heard the trump when it sounds, and I don't want to have a church that when the Lord comes, that we all remain right here asking, what just happened? That must not take place. Amen? Amen. So we want to prepare the church. And the preparation, brothers and sisters, is for us to dress right. And dressing right is not about the suit you wear. It's not about the dress you wear. It's not about how you comb your hair. It's not about the makeup and the lipstick. The dress you wear, brothers and sisters, is the holiness that begins first of all in the heart. We say holiness starts with a revelation of who Christ is. Once you understand who Christ is, brothers and sisters, and what Christ has done for you, that is the starting point of holiness. It is not about the clothes. As we said earlier in the series, brothers and sisters, that in the earlier days there was what is referred to as the holiness movement. And the holiness movement actually allowed you, it started off very right, it started off very noble, whereby people were looking back at the things that God has established in his word, and the church was being called to live based on the principles of God's word. And then all of a sudden it morphed into legalism, whereby if it is that you wore certain things, if you did not wear certain things, if you wore you were not even to wear jewelry. If you wore jewelry, you would not go to heaven. And what we are saying is that those things, or that aspect of legalism, is not what holiness is. True holiness is about the content of your heart. It's about how you set your heart right before God, how you accept what Christ has done for us in order for us to live this holy life. Last week when we were here,